And good afternoon, I'm Tracy Sinclair, and we are here with some fun events going on in downtown Anchorage. The Anchorage Mushing District is planning to break ground for a new Mushers Arch down on 4th Avenue. So going down live with us now on 4th Avenue is Tyler Lane. And Tyler, you're down there checking out what's going on with this groundbreaking. What's happening so far? What do we expect to happen today?
Well, Tracy, so far the activity picking up a little bit in the last 10 minutes. We're still waiting on things to get going here at 4th and D Street, just outside the Ferrandi shop. But this is, as you said, the groundbreaking, the ground marking, if you will, of where this future arch is going to be to officially cause the entrance of the Mushing District here in downtown Anchorage.
So it looks like, as you said, we're just getting the crowd building now. Can you give us a little idea, when we're talking Mushing District, what are we really talking about?
We're talking about the history of Alaska state sport and dog mushing. Everyone knows the Iditarod and the Yukon Quest, but it's also about the Kuskokwim and many other races that we see throughout the mushing season. And obviously, we've seen the impact that this sport has on the community that it touches. This event specifically is designed to obviously welcome in the entrance to this district that honors that history. And this event specifically also honoring the donors and partners and things like that that are helping to make this possible.
It looks like they're trying to get ready over there, so we're going to go ahead and listen in and see what is happening on with the Mushing District. So here is the groundbreaking.
So my name is John McCleary. I'm the executive director of Fur Rendezvous. To my left is Rod Williams, our president. Jim Hiddle is to my left. We'll be standing to my right, who is the president of the Anchorage Mushing District, Inc. Do I have board members from the Fur Rendezvous Board and Mushing District? Please raise your hand. Thank you for everyone that's raising their hands. There are board members of our two organizations that came together with a vision some, oh gosh almighty, 15 years ago to have this incredible opportunity to be on and in at the Mushing District. So with that said, let me hand the mic to, well, first off, is there a Julie Soppy from Visit Anchorage here? Or Radika? Oh, over there, all right. Well, again, thank you. Oh, there's Julie. I forgot, you are part of the royalty. She is Lady Trapper. So, Visit Anchorage. Thank you, Julie, for coming. We have some other royalty that'll be coming up later after we do the unveiling for photos and saying hi. So with that said, let me turn this over to Rod Williams, our president of Fur Rendezvous.
Thank you, John. Appreciate that. Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Anchorage Fur Rondi, it is my honor to welcome you to this year's official Fur Rondi pin unveiling. The Rondi pin is more than just a collector's item. It's a symbol of our community spirit, our traditions, and the joy of this festival brings to Anchorage year after year. For decades, these pins have connected generations of Alaskans and visitors alike, reminding us that Fur Rondi is truly a celebration for everyone. I'd like to thank Mayor Suzanne LaFrance. Thank you for joining us today to mark this special moment. I also want to thank the Merchandise Committee that worked tirelessly to bring this pin to us today, as well as the volunteers, sponsors, and all those who make this festival possible. With that, it's my pleasure to introduce back John McCleary, and I hope that the pin this year will inspire pride, excitement, and anticipation for this year's pin. John.
All right, thank you. Now, if I could get the rest of royalty to come up and hover over here with Julie, including Lord Trapper, our Rondi Bear, and so with that, as they migrate this way, I'll kind of, again, the first official pin came in 1940, as far as what we know as the official pin. The merchandise and the pins are really your way of Anchorage to support Fur Rendezvous. You make things happen because it's approximately 26% of our revenue that helps support Fur Rendezvous comes from you supporting the pins. This year, or this past February, was our 90th anniversary, and we were joined by some 42 different sponsors of our community, again, showing support to this iconic festival, which is award-winning in the eyes of the International Festivals and Events Association. We had ConocoPhillips, we had ACS, we had Fred Meyers, Matson, Country Financial, and on, going all the way to the Diamond Center, Midtown Mall, and Linden, help support the Fur Rendezvous. Now, in 2026, we intend to have a full festival, just like we've had last year, and we're hoping that there's going to be some new events returning, such as the Alaska Chess Federation has reached out to us wanting to bring back the Rondi Chess Tournament. So again, we have room for everyone. We have these events that are held around town, and they can be part of Fur Rendezvous in our success. So with that said, Mayor LaFonce.
Thank you so much. Hello, and what a beautiful day here in Anchorage. Yeah, so very warm. We are here to celebrate that 2026 will be the 91st year of Fur Rendezvous. Billed as one of the best winter festivals in the country and perhaps the world, right? At 91 years old, Fur Rendezvous is older than the municipality of Anchorage, which is celebrating only our 50th anniversary this year. The municipality is very young for a community this size, which makes the traditions of Fur Rendezvous all the more important. And I appreciate, too, some of the newer events like Running of the Reindeer, which I know is hugely popular as well. Fur Rondi is one of the cornerstones for the Visit Anchorage Winter Tourism Campaign. Fur Rondi engages over 500 volunteers and thousands of volunteer hours at many events. That's incredible. I don't know how you all do that, but good job. Fur Rondi delivers an economic boost to Anchorage during February and early March, with approximately 100,000 people engaged in the many events. We're going to hear more about the Mushers Arch, which will be erected soon and will be another economic boost and a step to revitalizing downtown. And behind me, I think you all can see by John there, the wonderful rendition. I'm happy to participate today in the Fur Rondi tradition of unveiling of the 2026 Fur Rondi pin. Fur Rondi pins have been sold as event fundraisers at least since the 1940 Fur Rendezvous. So thank you to our artists for submitting your designs and sharing your talents with Fur Rondi and with our community. And although winter is not yet here on this beautiful fall day, though the mountains show us it's getting closer, I recall the joy of Fur Rendezvous, getting bundled up to spend a day outside in what is usually the middle of the winter. And you know, I grew up in the valley, and every year we would come here for Fur Rondi. I remember we generally always got cold and got to go inside for hot chocolate. It was just part of the fun, and so I was very excited to continue that with my own kids, watching the parade and then, yeah, going in for hot chocolate and spending the afternoon downtown. So joining with friends and family at the many events, Fur Rondi is such a great way to bring our community together. And I just want to thank everyone involved in this effort with Fur Rendezvous and all the partners and the royalty. And thank you for all the hours that you put in to making this event such a huge success. And so now I will turn it back over to John. Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, thank you, Mayor. I would like to have Kristen George come forward, please. Because Rondi, we have royalty, but in our mind, royalty are the city's ambassadors of winter recreation, winter in Anchorage. So Kristen George, could you introduce the royalty that is here? She is the royalty chairperson for Fur Rendezvous.
Hi, everybody. Well, thank you so much for having us. We have the wonderful Lady Trapper, Julie Sape, who is from Visit Anchorage. We're so wonderful, so glad to have her. Lord Trapper Bill. who is all hail Lord Trapper and is Anchorage School District, and we love him. And then Rondi Bear, who, if you don't know Rondi Bear, is to love Rondi Bear, and is out here every year. We're so, okay, now I have to, we're abusing Rondi Bear, I apologize. But they're wonderful, and we're so thrilled that this is happening, and we are so proud to be the ambassadors for this festival and to be here every year. So thank you so much for having us.
Thank you, Chris and George. So with that said, I think it is time to unveil the pin design for 2026. Lift up. All right. The artist is Richard Rendrick, and he is here, correct, Richard? Right over here. He was also the winner of the 2025 design of the ravens, the white raven and black raven. So he was a repeat, but no one knew on the committee that this was his design. We take all the information about who the artist away from the actual design, and they chose it based on his beautiful rendering of the cow moose and her calves here in for us to enjoy and for everyone else to help support for Rendezvous. We have one more contest that's going on right now with the Anchorage School District. It is our annual booster button contest. This is available or open to only elementary students, so that's from 5th grade on down, and it is held in partnership with the Anchorage School District, and it's been going on since 1975. So again, this is a chance for the children to also be part of history by submitting their art and maybe win to be the new booster button winner. Now, the deadline is Friday, October 10th, 5 p.m. here at the Rondi shop. So again, please pass the word on. All we're looking for is renditions and ideas. They do not have to be just an incredible, impeccable kind of a design. So again, it's the children's Rondi Booster Button Contest. The information is on our website, www.furrendezvous.net. So with that said, I think what I'm going to do is turn the mic over to Jim Hill, who is also on our board, but also the president of the Mushing District, Inc. So Jim.
Thank you, John. Thank you, John. We are standing right in the center of the Anchorage Mushing District. This project started more than a dozen years ago. The Fur Rondi director at that time was Susan Duck. And Susan, are you here? No. Hold the mic up higher, Jim. I'm sorry. Is Susan Duck, are you here? No. At any rate, she was the director for Rondi, and she made the comment at one of our meetings. She says, you know, why don't we have an archer at the start-finish line of the dog sled races? And, you know, we thought about that a while, and then she appointed a committee and asked me to head up the committee, and it was logical. I was just new on the board, and I was a retired architect. So anyhow, we started presenting the idea to the community. John McClary and I made numerous presentations to the community councils, the downtown partnership, Visit Anchorage, many other places presenting the idea. And each place we went, it was well received, but everybody had a suggestion. Well, you know, you should add this, or why don't we look at that? And it finally evolved from just an arch to a mushing district. And then shortly thereafter, we realized that if we were going to raise sufficient funds to do this, we needed to become a nonprofit 501c3. And so we started that process. At that time, Rondi was not a C3, but they are now. Early in the year 2000, Mayor Berkowitz proclaimed 4th Avenue from A Street on the east to G Street on the west here, officially the Anchorage Mushing District. And then that same year following that, the municipality had a project to upgrade the street lighting on 4th Avenue. And as part of that, they included a number of elements of it for us. One of them is the sidewalk we're standing on. They bumped the sidewalk out here on both sides of the street, so we have room to put the arch. They put up the banner arms on all of the light poles. You'll see the banners down both sides of the street. They put the underground power here for us. And they put in 175 of the bronze discs that you'll see in the sidewalk, and you walk either way. And we sold those discs to raise money, and people, their dog paws and husky heads. About this same time, AEDC brought a gentleman to Anchorage named Roger Brooks, who was an urban design consultant. And he took a look at our city and made some recommendations about our downtown. And he said two things that just stick in my mind, and I repeat them often. The first one he said is there's no single thing that that the community can invest in that has a greater return other than schools is investing in your downtown. And I thought, I agree with that. And then the second thing he said is one way to revitalize your downtown is to find something unique about your city and create a district about it. And I said, wow, that's what we're doing. There's no other city in the world that has 2 world-class sled dog races starting out on its main street. In 1924, we signed an agreement with Mayor Bronson and the city to allow us to build the arch, to raise the funds and build the arch, and that the city will take over the ownership of the arch and maintain it once we have it constructed. And that was a very big step. During this interim time, we put in another 150 of the bronze discs, the dog paws and the husky heads. In fact, just Monday we put in 50 of them, and we've added 20 banners. We just added 5 new ones yesterday. Every year we're going to put up the previous year's winners. For the Fur Rondy on this side, we got Dallas Seavey over there, Amy Mallow over here, and that'll be rotating. And then we were adding, other ones, and we put our first dog banner up. We put Togo up. If you go down the street this way, of course, Togo was a lead dog in the Serum Run, and it's appropriate that this is the 100th anniversary of the Serum Run, which was in 1925. Where are we right now? We raised $500,000 for the construction, and that's basically what our cost estimate was at that time for the arch. And we put the project out to bid, and unfortunately we got caught in the accelerating raise of steel prices, and it came in about $250,000 more than our estimate. But fortunately, we have the low bidder was Waterson Construction, and they've been very good to work with us, and we were able to salvage a project out of that. What we're calling Phase 1 is going to be the entire steel structure of the building, of the arch, and it will include the main steel truss, the columns, the 12 dogs are all going to be cut out of stainless steel, the sled, the musher, and the 2 big signs, the Anchorage Mushing District, will all be part of this first phase. And this will happen in November. We're going to, the truss is under construction. I got a chance to look at photographs of it this week, and it looks fantastic. They're doing a great job on it. The things that we weren't able to get was these concrete panels around the base, which we'll add later, and they'll have plaques on there honoring all of our donors. And then the 4 sleeping dogs, we had to put bollards to protect us, and so a car couldn't hit it. Our artist, Maria Tallis, right here, Maria came up with the idea, well, why don't we make them out of concrete and put curled up sleeping dogs on each one of them? So we did that, and that was a fundraiser. And I just want to mention that Maria has done all of these renderings for 11 years. We gave her a very rough sketch, and she's taken it and run, and she's also done all of the banner designs, and she also designed the dog paws and so forth. So I really appreciate that. I'd like to just conclude here by recognizing some of the people that have helped us immensely. The board of directors for the Anchorage Mushing District, hold your hands up one more time so we can. And I want to stress that we're a completely volunteer board. We have no paid staff. All of the work that's been done so far has been done by the board members, and some of them have put in a lot of hours and a lot of money into this thing. Again, I mentioned Susan Duck, who was a former director, Maria, who's done all of our artwork. Another artist, Brent Walton, designed this logo. I'm sorry, is Brent here? No. Okay. And he designed this logo, which has been very popular with the dog face in front of it. Dave Karp is here. I've seen him. Dave has been with Saltchuck. Dave has been instrumental in helping us raise funds. I don't know where we would be without him. And then the MOT, the mayor's office, and Public Works Department. And of course, everything we're building here is in the municipal right-of-way, so it takes a great deal of coordination on everything with the city and the highway department and so on to get this through. And then some of the different groups in town here that have been extremely helpful. Visit Anchorage, Julie and her team. Anchorage Downtown Partnership, Radhika and her group, Anchorage Community Development Authority, and Easy Park. They've done many things. Example, yesterday they furnished a lift to put up the banners. Anchorage Economic Development Group, and then Anchorage Fur Rondy. I want to stress how much time Fur Rondy puts into this. John and his crew, they keep a lot of our records as far as the dog paws, who put them in, and so forth. And they sell some of our things, our patches, and so on in the Rondy shop. They take phone calls and so on. So they've been a great help to us. We've got a couple of representatives and senators here. Representative Zach Fields was here. Oh, you still here? Good. And Senator Loki Tobin, I don't think she was able to make it, but and then her assistant McKinsey has helped us a lot. And then we have another representative. I'm sorry, my name slips. Zach, would you tell me? Julie. Yeah, sorry, Julie. Anyhow, we really appreciate it. They have pushed funding for the state to provide funding for us for this project for 3 years now. They've got it through the legislature. Unfortunately, it's been vetoed each time, but maybe the third year is the charm. So we'll try again. Stantec Engineering and Architecture did the construction drawings, and again, Watterson Construction is the main contractor. Dave O'Donnell and Jim Watterson are both right behind us here. And the steel work is being provided by, no, I forgot. Oh, Sheet Metal Inc. here in Anchorage. They're a local team. They're doing the fabrication of this right now. And then last is all of the donors. Man, we've had hundreds of donors. The largest we got was a $50,000 grant from the Atwood Foundation. We've got 7 $25,000 grants. We've got 18 $10,000 donors or grants, and 15 $5,000, and literally hundreds. We've got over 300 of the discs put in the ground that we sell, and we've gotten donations from $20 up to thousands. So with that, I'd like to leave the mayor speak a few words on this project, and then we're going to mark the spot on the sidewalk where the arch is going to go. Get my stuff out of here. Yeah.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, I'm going to share a little bit of history about 4th Avenue and cover a couple points. And but first off, thanks to everyone who has worked for years to make this happen. It's really wonderful to be at this place and see this progress. So, use of sled dog teams on 4th Avenue is well documented back to the inception of Anchorage in 1915. In these early years, the U.S. mail and freight was delivered to Anchorage during the winter months over the Iditarod Trail from Seward. Many of the dog teams hauling gold from Iditarod to Seward came right down this 4th Avenue to stay overnight at the historic Anchorage Hotel on 4th and E Street. And I just saw, Jim, you were right down here. It's still there. To rest their dogs and enjoy a hot meal and a warm bed. And there's documentation about sled races on 4th Ave that goes back to 1917. And since the late 1940s, sled dog racing has been an annual 4th Avenue event. And there are other events too here, right? Like the running of the reindeer and then the internationally acclaimed outhouse races, I believe, are held here too. And the start of the Iditarod, yes, which is certainly internationally renowned. So since late 1940s, the 3-day World Championship race has been held here in conjunction with Ferrandi in late February, and the ceremonial start as well. And now, as we have heard, the arch is being fabricated, and this will be a huge step forward in revitalizing downtown Anchorage and an attraction for residents and visitors alike. So again, thanks to everyone who has worked together to make this happen. I know it's a huge partnership, and I'm really grateful to all of you, and really excited and proud to see this moving forward. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. What I'd like to do now is have the mayor mark a spot on the sidewalk where the arch is going to go. X marks the spot. So I'll set this down. It's right behind us here.
Over here?
As they find the spot, just wanted to let you know our pins arrived on Tuesday. So all of our merchandise is available in the Rondi shop. So again, we have a great opportunity to start Rondi with our first event. So the mayor is going to mark the spot.
And unfortunately, she is outside of our
All right,
camera
and
shot,
she
but we
stayed within
will
the
get a
lines.
video of that in just a few minutes.
All right. Well, again, thank you for everyone for coming here, and all of the board members, all the people who've contributed and their donations. But the Mushing District has yet to cross the finish line. They're still in fundraising mode for that last $250,000. So please help make it happen and getting the Mushing District over the finish line. So with that said, again, thank you very much. This is the kickoff of Rondi 2026. Richard, if you could come on up here, we'll do some photos with everyone over here for the Rondi pin. And then there is Maria. Flip it.
Yeah, for the lighting of the arch.
The lighting of the arch will be coming up the first Friday of December as part of the First Friday art events. So there will be lights that will be up through the actual dogs. It will not impede the people driving on the roadway, but it'll have that upcasting of lights so it can be, again, enjoyed whether with lights or without. So please mark it down. First Friday of December will be the lighting of the arch. All right, again, thank you very much. And then, again, royalty, Richard, if we can get we'll get some photos here of the pin for our collection and history. And thank you, Buzz and Mary, for being here.
There you have it. That is not only the groundbreaking for the new arch at the Mushing District in downtown Anchorage, which will be at the corner of 4th and D, right near the Balto statue that is down there, but also the unveiling of the pin design for the coming Ferrandi, and that is you can just see there in our camera shot, you can see. And we do have, there is the X that was drawn just a second ago. That is the place that will be marked as the beginning, or the where we're going to see the one side of the arch as it stretches across the street. Normal groundbreaking, of course, they would have somebody dig a pile of soil, but of course you can't, because this is all concrete down there and it is being built on top of concrete. So there is the X that marks the spot. And Tyler, I don't know if you can hear me. What's the mood down there? Are people having fun? It looks like a good crowd. You've been down there during, of course, Iditarod. So totally different situation, of course, bigger event. But you know, as somebody that experiences this, how excited are you for mushing season heading up?
Most definitely. As a Florida guy, obviously I'm still getting used to the cold half of it, but just seeing the crowd and everyone that comes out for an event like this, it's always pretty incredible, and I'm excited to get out to the villages and things again, of course. But the crowd here obviously is very jubilated. It seems like a lot of work has gone into making something like this possible, and you go back and see our former coverage of this event and see all the different things and all the years. I believe since 2018 this has been an idea, so things have been going on for a while. To have this officially come to fruition, it seems people are pretty excited.
Well, thank you so much for joining us down there and for, of course, getting us that X on the ground. And we do, of course, have the famous Balto statue. Tyler, will let you go because I know you've got other things to do today. We've got football coming up later today. So thanks for joining us. And, of course, as I said, this was the groundbreaking, which really was an X marks the spot for the new Mushing District arch that is going to go across 4th Avenue down at D Street. It was also the unveiling of the Rondi pin for 2026 for Rondi. So a lot going on. Looks like a pretty good crowd down there. You know, normally during for Rondi and during Iditarod, this place will be packed with people, and this arch is just going to be sort of a new iconic piece that people can go see, and it is a beautiful design downtown in downtown Anchorage. So we want to thank you so much for joining us here, and we will of course be covering this tonight on our newscast at 4, 5, 6, and 10. And you can get all your latest news by going to alaskasnewssource.com, and don't forget to sign up for our free streaming apps and for those push alerts so you don't miss a thing.